Let's start at the Alexandra Magistrates Court. The case against 4 suspects arrested in connection with the 2022 murder of musician Oupa Sefoka, or DJ Sumbody, as he was popularly known, has been postponed until next Tuesday. The suspects appeared briefly in court this morning. Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko Mhlaba was there and joins us now. Ziniko, just wrap for us what transpired in court, but also summarize for us what police spokesperson Atlenda Mate had to say in respect of arrests and the connection of weapons to other cases.
Good morning, Iman. Yes, 4 suspects made their first appearance in court today here at the Alexandra Magistrate Court. Out of those proceedings, it came out that 3 suspects were not ready or were not willing yet to apply for bail. And these are the suspects that are currently in custody for another matter which is not related to the killing of DJ Sumbody. The 4th suspect is ready to apply for bail, and however he was also arrested yesterday. He is currently being kept at Mampuru Correctional Services. So his legal representative is saying that, well, they are ready to apply for bail. However, they could not do that today due to the fact that the state was not ready to argue in terms of why they will not be agreeing to him being released on bail. They are saying that he's a flight risk, but also explained why that 4th suspect is kept at Mampuru, saying that, well, the other 3 suspects, the 4th suspect is charged with, are currently kept at the Sun City at the Johannesburg Correctional Services, so they cannot be in one correctional facility. That was the reason why then the 4th suspect is kept at Mampuru. But what came out from the police perspective through the spokesperson Atlenda Mate is that these 3 suspects specifically, they are linked to 3 cases. One being the murder, the brutal murder of that Transnet engineer who was brutally killed outside his workplace, and it was later discovered that he was killed on basis of false identity. So upon the arrival of the political killing task team in Gauteng, which was called in to assist Gauteng police in terms of cracking that case down, they did get involved, and they went for a second opinion in terms of testing those weapons which were used to kill that engineer. And eventually, they discovered that actually the same weapons which were which were used to kill the Transnet engineer were then linked to the killing of DJ Sumbody. But that was not enough. That was not just it. The very same weapons actually, possibly linked to the attempted killing of the actress Miss Tobejan, whom Mr. Mhlaba is currently, facing charges of. So those are some of the cases, these suspects, 3 of them are being linked to. However, the spokesperson Atlenda Mate also emphasized the fact that there are many other high-profile cases these weapons are linked to. However, she's saying more information in terms of those more high-profile cases. That information will be communicated later. So that's how things have unfolded. So we are joined now by one of the forensic investigation teams, which was commissioned by DJ Sumbody's family to really probe and do some sort of independent investigation to look into the case, because there were some struggles in terms of cracking the case down. I'm joined now by Mr. Chad Thomas, who heads that forensic investigation team, to give us more details. But Mr. Thomas, maybe let's start with how the family is doing. How did they receive the news, and what is the state of the family as far as how this case has culminated into the arrest of 4 people?
Well, firstly, on behalf of the Sefoka family, I'd like to extend our extreme gratitude to this unit who, at great risk to their own safety, were able to disrupt and dismantle what we believe to be a very sophisticated murder-for-hire syndicate. It's been very frustrating for the family. The murder happened in November of 2022. It's now almost 3 years later. And they, of course, were concerned for the family, for themselves, but most importantly, whether or not they would receive justice for the killing of DJ Sumbody. And it seems as if justice is prevailing. And again, our heartfelt gratitude to a unit that really went above and beyond, worked in exceptionally dangerous and frustrating circumstances to get to where we are today.
Talk to us about how you got involved as the forensic investigations team, and what did you find on this particular case once you got involved? What were the challenges, and how did those things, get addressed by your involvement, and your general view on how this investigation has been as an independent forensics team?
So we were engaged by the family via their attorney, Udell Hammond-Smith, and our role was strictly that of a watching brief. We don't interfere with an ongoing police investigation, but we understand how to navigate a complex criminal justice system. So our role was to liaise with the police and the NPA and to ascertain the status of the case. And it's then that we discovered just how intricate this particular investigation was and the risks associated with this particular investigation. One must understand that the police officers tasked with this investigation are living under constant guard by the Special Task Force. Their lives themselves are in danger. And it's a testament to the fact that we still have willing and able police officers amongst us that are willing to go to these lengths to hold such dangerous syndicates to account.
I believe there have been conversations, I know you might not be involved in this, but there have been conversations about the importance of that political killings task team. How important was their role in this case? As somebody who was watching from outside, looking at the capacity of the state, especially the Gauteng division, without those political task team officers, how important were they in these investigations? And what role did you see them playing out?
They were critical in this investigation. I had the privilege of sitting with them on a number of occasions together with the family so that we could be updated, and I could see that these were members that were dedicated to the cause. And as I've mentioned at the outset of this insert, we're exceptionally grateful to the effort that they've put in. They're old school investigators. They go from one lead to the next, and they don't care where it takes them. And I think this is a fear amongst a lot of other police officers. When they start seeing linkages to other people who may be very important, they start backing off, maybe out of fear for their lives, maybe just because some people are perceived as untouchable. These members did not. These members went forward, and to them there was no sacred cow. There were no holds barred. They made sure that they followed up each and every lead.
Let's talk, as we wrap up, let's talk about the safety of the family members, the safety of the people who have come out in terms of assisting police with these investigations. How would you view their own safety and the potential weaknesses that have also maybe identified from your side in terms of trying to crack this case down?
Look, the facts speak for themselves. When you see police officers having to be protected by members of the Special Task Force just for doing their job, it shows how dangerous it is to be in the investigation space, the whistleblowing space, the witness space in South Africa. South Africa has a torrid history of whistleblowers, witnesses, and even investigating officers being taken out by syndicates. Everybody's aware of their security. Everybody's trying to take cognizance of their safety, but one cannot move forward unless one is prepared to stand up. And this is one thing that we've seen that's come out of this particular case, is that people have decided to stand up. And whether people agreed or disagreed with the stance that Mkhwanazi took, he has created this outing of sorts, which is creating a reckoning within the South African Police Service, where we're now going to see members that want to work and members that don't want to work. And I think it's going to be for the better. We're going to see members now wanting to work because they have confidence that their leadership has their back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas, for your time, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. That's Chad Thomas from IRR Forensic Investigations, just giving us more insights in terms of how the family is feeling in terms of how this case has, been cracked, at least to this stage, but also those issues when it comes to political killings and the involvement of specialized units such as the political killings task team, but also the general complexity of these investigations. So that's where things are at. We'll be back in court again to hear that bail hearing of that fourth suspect who's currently kept at Hosi Mampuru Correctional Services.
Ziniko Mhlaba, thanks for that. And Ziniko was there when the police spokesperson, Atlenda Mate, revealed that firearms seized during the arrest of the suspects in DJ Sumbody's murder and to the murder of his two bodyguards are also linked to other high-profile cases.
In terms of, in relation to the second case, which is the murder of DJ Sumbody and his two bodyguards, we have arrested 4 suspects. All 4 suspects were arrested yesterday, Monday afternoon in Gauteng. They have appeared in court today. and they have been charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, possession of unlicensed firearms as well as ammunition. What is interesting is that the same suspects that were arrested for the murder of 30-year-old Amand Swart, who was working for an engineering company in Vereeniging, are the same suspects that are arrested in connection with the murder of DJ Sumbody and his